And then they start and then would you would do anything?
Hi, I'm your host Dan. I don't know what the fuck that was, but this is the Slalt Cast live every other Wednesday on twitch.tv/Slalt Cast. I'm joined today by the man with the golden stutter. It's Coby. And our most famous friend is Caden.
Hi.
And he's famously tardy, let's say. Before the show started, we were, as we do on every other Wednesday on twitch.tv/Slotcast, we're streaming this episode live. And before the show starts, for our lovely Twitch viewers, we always do a pre-show. And in the pre-show, me and Coby both took bets on what time Caden would show up to the pod. And it was a fun wager. There was 3 gifted subs to this channel on the line. And Coby cheated in the wager. Would you like to tell the people what you did?
I didn't cheat. I played the game, Dan.
You cheated?
No.
You cheated. So, because Coby's not going to explain shit, what happened was, Caden said he'd be on at 7:30, but we knew that just time frame wise, based on where he told us he was, that he definitely wasn't going to make it at that time.
Well, so he didn't. He said he was. He said he was leaving. He said he was leaving jamming, and then like 10 minutes later, he said, I'll be 7:30. So I was giving Caden the benefit of the doubt because I thought, look, 7:45, good guesstimate because 7:45 is a good guesstimate because, you know, he's going to get, if he's going to get food, he's going to walk in the door, he's going to walk in the door 7:30, do some shit beforehand, and then jump on, which is going to be 7:45. And Dan said 7:48.
Similar thinking. I didn't want to pick a fucking round time, so I was like 7:48 it is. And that was the initial wager. We did Price is Right rules, and there was 1 gifted sub on the line for that.
Yeah.
And then we get a text from Caden at 7:30 saying, might be a bit later, getting a feed, it'll be on 7:45 to 8ish. And Coby, ever since we placed the original bet, immediately was like, wait, I want to change my answer. So I was like, we'll double or nothing, more than double or nothing. I initially said 5 gifted subs, but we adjusted it to 3 gifted subs. And we both get to re-wager, but we wrote our guesses down on a bit of paper and revealed them to the camera at the same time. So there wasn't any like manipulation of odds by like undercutting someone's guess. And I think, what were the numbers we landed on?
I landed on 7:56, and Dan went 7:58. So, then I hatched a plan, because Dan doesn't understand how to play the game. So I called our friend Caden.
I want it to be very clear before Coby tells this part of the story. When the wager was placed, I made it abundantly clear. I said,
"There's no evidence.
You are not allowed." There is evidence. I fucking clipped it.
There is no evidence. There's no. Oh, you clipped it as well? Did you actually clip it? Dan?
I did.
Did you? Yeah. You did.
I said, "Do not contact Caden regarding the wager and try to get him to adjust his schedule, to like so that nothing that can affect the competition." And just tell the people what you did.
So what I had was a convenient excuse. I actually did rearrange the cable on my mic stand here so it stops falling, but I used that as a cover. And as I unplugged my microphone, Dan planted the seed of cheating in my brain. If it wasn't for Dan, I would never.
You can't blame me for cheating.
I would never have uttered the words, "Okay, Google, call Caden."
You fuck.
Sorry to anybody whose phones went off, actually. As a result, I had the upper hand because my mic was unplugged, but I'm a fool, you see. I forgot to mute my mic as I plugged my microphone back in.
And what Dan could I hear but Caden on speaker saying...
talking on the phone with Caden.
Caden on speaker saying, so you placed a bet for what time? And I was outraged, irate, that the sanctity of this competition would be tarnished by your cheating actions. Now, you maintain that you didn't cheat. I
played the game.
Well,
Dan.
fuck you. You didn't.
Here's the thing.
I want
right?
Caden's ruling on whether it was
guys,
cheating.
historically
put
finish
my-
line, Dan.
Well, I think
I'm
we
gonna
should
put-
wrap it up. Caden arrived at 7:52, so by the guesses, Coby was the winner. I'd like to call into question the legitimacy of the W, and I call Caden to the stand to justify his position.
How about this, right? Considering I was the receiver of said bet, I don't fucking know. I think Coby didn't cheat because his phone call meant nothing.
So you did not meaningfully alter your schedule in any way as a result of Kobe's contact.
Coby called me while I was in the middle of KFC drive-through, and from then I couldn't change any details, no matter if I wanted to.
Okay. So I'll accept that Coby won based on the guessing, but I would also like your opinion. Was what Coby did like cheating in nature?
You could call me the 43rd president of the United States because that was a big W.
Shut
That
up.
was a win. I give him that. Look, honestly, if either of you had even called me, which you did, it wouldn't have meant shit because what
But do you think, in essence, what Coby did was an attempt at cheating?
it was an attempt, but it wasn't a very successful attempt.
It wasn't an attempt
I
at cheating.
rest my case. Coby
wasn't an
attempted
attempt.
to cheat by unanimous
Yeah.
decision from the panel of myself and Caden.
And
Kobe's intentions
do
were-
attempted murders go to prison, Dan?
Yes.
Don't answer that question.
Yes, they do.
Haven't I gone to prison yet?
What?
What?
I don't think you should talk about that on the pod if you're talking about the night of the 4th.
I'm talking about the night of the 10th.
I don't think I was there that day.
Good.
Anyway, I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way because I felt like the tensions were rising. We wouldn't have been able to continue potting with that, kind of glaring at us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneeze.
No, ready? Hold on. You're going to sneeze?
I'm
How
being
close are you?
I'm being edged. by
Gross.
my
You
sneeze.
edging? You
Gross.
edging?
I hate it. It's
Come on.
edging. It's not gonna come now. I'm not coming.
Whoa.
See, Caden's doing pod with the door open, and I don't know how I feel about
Well,
it.
see, but the beauty of
Motherfucker,
Caden's situation is who the fuck's going to walk in?
I mean, summer in about half an hour.
Oh, speed run pod?
But,
No.
no.
Speed run any percent?
Special guest. It's
Exactly.
It's the secret door of mystery.
Secret tunnel.
Well, I mean, the secret door of mystery is open.
Yeah, it's not very mysterious. You actually also have like your wardrobe or whatever behind you is open, and that's annoying me a
That's the
little.
secret door.
Do you want
Yeah.
to shut the wardrobe?
No, I don't care.
I'm gonna shut the wardrobe now. You said that. Where's Cat?
Kay's gonna roll his chair back and like, wow.
I always have a fear of it.
Yeah,
Or maybe he just locks the cat in the wardrobe.
There we go.
Oh, my cat fucking loves being in the wardrobe, dude. So you guys are both have been to my dwelling. You know the hallway down to my bedroom.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
So there's like a towel cupboard in that hallway, and it's not a very wide hallway. So when the cupboard's open, you can't go down. So like the doors have to be closed to be able to progress through. And the cat likes sitting in the towel cupboard, so people will like open it and let him in there. And then I'll go to walk down the hallway to go take a shit or go to my room or something, and I'll close the door. And then like 3 hours later, it turns out the cat was in the cupboard. It's never 3 hours. It's always he'll like meow as soon as it closes. But yeah, it's a real danger. I understand where you're coming from.
So, as a cat person, Dan, I really want to know how. Like, this could be a touchy subject, but how do you discipline your cat?
My cat's never really been much of a dick, so but it hasn't done shit that's he needs to be disciplined for. That being said, he has very recently got into a very bad habit of whenever I'm making toast and I'm buttering my toast, he will like climb up my fucking leg and try to get some of the butter. And then I've done the wrong thing. Instead of saying no butter for you, cat, bugger off, I've given him a little bit of butter and encouraged that behavior. So not only am I giving my cat heart disease, I'm also teaching him bad things.
Can we cancel Dan for improper use of cat?
I don't. But yeah, but I mean, like when we got him from the shelter, he was already like litter trained, so we didn't have to do that. And then if he starts clawing furniture, we just yell at him and he'll stop.
So I have two things, right? The cat's Summer's cat's Peach, and she's adorable and a lot of fun. But there's two things that she does that we're trying to get her not to do. One is even though she knows where her litter box is and she'll go to her litter box, she still manages to pee in a corner.
Piss just is everywhere on Caden's floor.
It's not.
We're gonna
It's
see
like
Summer
we'll-
walk by on the hardwood part, just like comically slip and fall.
We just the door is open and we just see her slam into the wall behind.
we it's like happened a couple times, but nothing crazy, and we've managed to catch her in the moment.
Hmm.
But also the other side of that is she keeps climbing up on the kitchen bench like while we're making food, and I'm like, cat food unhygienic, no.
Yeah, no, that's a great call.
So I'm like trying to keep her off the bench, but she doesn't listen. So no matter how many times you pick her up and put her off the bench, she keeps jumping up.
I'm sure there's people that are way more qualified to speak on this than me, but I know like, so like the spray bottle of water is always an option, but like that's like feels like it's like I don't want to spray my cat with water. That's mean. But I mean,
my thing was just lock them in the bathroom.
Yeah, but then
I thought you were gonna go. My thing was just fucking punt the cat.
So the lock him in the bathroom works. That is an immediate solution, but like then you have to do that every single time, and the cat will never learn.
Well, you just have to find a way
I think,
to reinforce the behavior you want.
Also, so put the cat on the ground and yell at it, and then or when it doesn't jump on the bench, give it a treat.
Yeah, something like that.
Like you have to reinforce the positive behavior.
Yeah, because that's how animal work. That's how monkey became.
You got to
human.
Pavlov your animal.
Yeah, you got to play the game as it were.
You lost. You spoke about the game.
Shit.
Oh, you fucking cunt!
Everyone's lost.
Everyone, you've doomed us all. You're a cunt. How dare you talk about the game? Oh, there's a cat.
Yeah, cat's playing ball.
Go piss in the corner.
Cat's playing ball.
I
might close that door actually if she keeps doing it, because it's very annoying.
Yeah,
she's done it once. So when we first moved in here and we brought the cat, it took her like a day or two to get adjusted. And then on the second day or something, she was up at 3 a.m, and I had only gotten home from work at 2 a.m.
Ooh.
And she was rolling that ball around, and because we have wood floors, all you hear is just the ball roll, like you can hear in the background.
Yeah.
And I was infuriated. I was like, get the ball, put the cat in the room, shut the door, and tell it to shut up. You need to sleep.
Yeah. The cats are significantly less nocturnal than dogs, as being someone who was like a dog owner before. Because I know like Simba will generally... Simba's pretty fucking good, if I'm being honest. He sleeps like 80% of the time, and when he like runs around and shit, he'll just like go outside and run around in the most annoying...
So how old's Simba?
We got him in 2014 and he was just a kitten, so like 7 years old.
Yeah, so from memory, I think Peach is... No, I think Summer got Peach in 2017, 2018.
Okay.
So significant.
So a younger cat, yeah.
Yeah, she's like a kitten, like a little baby.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I mean that does mean like you still have time to reinforce behaviors into her. So getting on that bit. But yeah, like cats, I like my cat, like Simba will like run around and like pick a bed, and then he'll change who he's gonna sleep on during the middle of the night. And sometimes you'll wake up at 3 a.m. and you just feel warm breath on your face and maybe a drop of saliva on your face. And like, oh, Simba, hello, how you doing?
Simba is doing a Simba to you.
Yeah, yeah, he's like
Simba.
And then like Brooks' cats, like I'll be there in the middle of the night. You just feel them like fucking both jump on you, and it's like, oh god.
See, that was the case at Summer's old place. So I think it might just be a factor of like now that she's getting used to the place, she doesn't do it anymore because she has her own spot. But at Summer's place, she used to sleep on the bed all the time, and she like is obsessed with me and would sleep on my side.
Hell yeah.
So I would hate it because I couldn't move my feet, and I didn't want to move the cat and like piss the cat off. So I'd just be like stuck stiff, and I'd just have like a very shit sleep because
you are a slave to the pussy.
I am a slave to the pussy.
I was waiting for your first pussy joke, and it happened later than I expected.
The pussy is cute, and I can't like say no to it because she's adorable.
Exactly.
But she's also a little bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is your entry point to living with children. So, congrats.
Yeah. Well, I've had pugs, so
I feel like pugs
you had
are higher
pugs while
maintenance.
living with parents and like a sibling. You're now living.
Dogs are definitely higher maintenance than cats, though. like without
You're kind of
question.
living with a teenager,
Oh, that's
with
fair.
your girlfriend now without any parental help.
Oh, that's
Like
fair.
I've gotten to the point where I don't think I'll ever get a dog because I can't be fucked.
I'd get a dog. I love dogs. I think the thing is, right? Dogs, it's different. When you have an animal, it changes everything. Because originally I wasn't a dog person. I think I was a cat person. And then I got dogs. And I was like, holy fuck, dogs are cool. Dogs are fun. They're like your best friend. And then I had pugs. And then I was like, I love pugs. I want more pugs.
Hmm.
And then you have little buddies. Like I miss my pugs. I haven't seen them since I moved. And I want to cuddle my little buddy.
Yeah, it definitely is like once you form a bond with an animal, you're like, oh, maybe all cats aren't that bad. Because the year before I was born, like my nonna and nonna's dog had a litter, and then like my parents adopted one of the dogs, and then that
Did
was
that
like,
dog die?
yeah, well, yes, that eventually. So that like I grew up pretty much with the dog, and then like the dog passed away in 2013, and that was sad because I lived with the dog the whole life, but then like the year after, but I'd always thought like, oh, I'm a dog person, like because just like fuck yeah, dogs are cool, cats suck. And then in 2014, we got Simba, and I'm like, well, now I'm absolutely a cat person, but like having a dog also pog. So I think my goal would be like to be one of those TikToks where you have a cat and a dog that are really good friends. Because that's
they
kind
go
of
on
pog.
adventures together.
Well, no. So the good thing about having both a cat and a
It
dog
wouldn't
is
be
you
a
get
pog. It would be a cog.
hilarious.
Cat dog.
You get the benefits of both though, because you can't like take a cat for a walk, but like it's harder to just chill with a dog than it
Yeah, they
is
can
with
entertain each other.
I mean, you could just get a dog with like depression.
Oh.
Our friends have like a
Oh.
dog that is rather depressed and always like sad.
Yeah, it's because you keep cracking jokes about its forefathers.
No, I'm talking about a different friend. I'm
Oh.
talking about a different friend who has one dog that hasn't died.
There's the dog racist.
Yeah, the racist dog.
Yeah.
That dog is cool to chill with. I also get sick around dogs and cats if I'm around them for too long. So that's another reason why I wouldn't get
Like
one.
allergies,
But,
or you just get repulsed by a lesser being.
bit of column A, bit of column B. Gonna be honest. Nah, I never thought I'd had like allergies until I lived. So like when I used to visit my nan and we'd stay at my nan's for like a weekend and I'd hang out with my cousins. Like the next day, because of how much dust there was in the house, like I'd just get the sniffles and like I'd have teary eyes and I'd have a runny nose and I'm like, oh, what's going on? That's weird. And then when we lived with my brother for a short period of time between houses, and my sister-in-law has cats, and she's becoming a breeder now, or she wants to. But back then she had like this really fluffy cat named Felix, and that fucking thing shed all the time. And anytime I
Cats will
visit
do
them
that.
now,
I'm sure, Caden, you're realizing how much you need a fucking vacuum when you have a cat.
I'm only just starting to feel it because she hasn't shed too much because she's still young. So I feel like
It's
a lot
winter
of her,
at the moment as we
coat,
start coming out of winter. Oh
yeah, a lot of
boy.
her coat hasn't actually shed yet, but yeah, I can assume it's going to get bad.
yeah. So like, anytime I stay with them now and their cats, I fucking want to die, man. I can't stay inside for too long. Good thing they have a pool, and I visit them in the summer, and
That's
they live
pretty
in
pog.
Queensland, so it's pretty pog. But yeah,
Well,
and then I just think about having to pick up shit, and I go, do I really want to put up with that?
That's definitely a lesser part, like one of the less good parts about a dog that with a cat. At least Mike, because I mean, it depends if you have indoor outdoor cats, and then like changing litter is not great, but picking up shit is, I would say, is worse than dealing with the litter. But then my cat just shits in the garden, so.
But you gotta toss up the good for the bad.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
I'd rather be alone.
Both
I'd
pets
rather
are
be
great
alone
pets.
than pick up shit once.
Okay.
If I have a partner and I have to pick up their shit, they're gone.
Dear me.
Out.
So if we became roommates and you had to pick up after my shit, then
well, like no. If I have to pick up literal shit,
Kobe, I can't believe that you wouldn't
ass.
get Caden shit from his asshole.
I'd pick up your shit. You wouldn't pick up my shit.
Yeah, I'd pick it up
You
with my
wouldn't pick
mouth.
up my shit.
I pick up your shit. I pick up
You-
Dan's shit.
Hell yeah.
That's what homies are for.
All right. Agree to disagree. None of us would pick up Joseph's shit because we know what comes out of that man's body.
I feel like it's most likely if we're gonna have to pick up anyone's shit, it would be Joseph's shit. Like if anyone was gonna require that friendship service, he would probably be the one to require it.
Well, I mean, Cameron has already plumbed his pipes, and there's a lot more than shit down there. So
that's the thing. I think with Joseph, we've all seen just about every inch of that man's. I think that's the only thing that has left unseen.
What, his asshole? No, we've seen it.
No. What is inside the asshole?
Do you reckon we can talk about the thing that he revealed to us on the trivia night without him here, Coby?
What did he reveal?
The image he sent.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Do you want me to call him and get his permission?
You call him. We'll just keep vamping, and you call him and see if he wants to tell it himself.
Okay.
Can I get what is this image?
Hold on.
No, you can't see the image. The image doesn't exist anymore. We'll move on. We'll move on.
Hold on.
I guess Kobe's just gonna yell, "Hold on!" Oh, for audio listeners, that's Kobe's dial tone.
Yes.
I think that's pretty obvious.
I know that was the joke.
Come on, pick up.
He won't.
I swear to God.
Oh, he might say something abhorrent into the immediately when he answers the phone, so be ready for that.
But he could also be at the table with his parents.
This is Joseph Farmer. Please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Fuck you. All right. So we didn't answer.
Yeah, let's not tell.
Back.
Let's not tell the story unless he calls back, because I feel like that's something we need him there for. But on the topic of Joseph,
I thought you were going to go into trivia night.
No, we've talked about that on the podcast before. This one Lachlan did it. It was better, but you know. Anyway, speaking of Joseph, it's going to go for a bit of a walk, but we're going to get there. Since we last did the pod 2 weeks ago, a good friend of ours, the fearless leader of the stream team, Ironfall from Grace, had a 5-year Twitch partner anniversary, and as part of that, she did a 12-hour stream where she had 11 giveaways or 10 giveaways or something crazy. And the grand prize, the grand giveaway, was a Rodecaster Pro podcast mixing, like all-in-one podcast mixing device, and another Procaster microphone and boom arm and everything. And I was like, well, that's the exact mixer I've wanted to get for in-person podcasts since before we even started podcasting. And having another mic would be fucking handy. So it'd be pretty cool to win that. So, you know, the start of the stream, I fucking put my tickets in, entered, and I was like, well, there's zero chance I'm going to win. And, you know, lo and behold, we ended up getting the W, boys. We've got the Caster Pro is en route, lockdown affected shipping, but, you know, it's en route. And walking it back to speaking of Joseph, this means that the pizza with Joseph, followed by the first in-person pod live stream, it's a go.
It's a thing.
What's going to happen?
And depending on when, I might be there.
So that's exactly what I wanted to bring up on the pod now, Caden. We know that, you know, COVID has affected the southbound touring, like they're touring for your EP.
Yes.
And we're looking to be rescheduled. I know there's no hard dates at the moment, but yeah, it'd be pretty fucking sick if we could time it all up nice so that it's pizza pod starring Caden.
I would love to be there for the first episode, and I will do everything in my power to be there for the first.
Well,
episode.
Okay, as long as you don't hope that you can be there, I think it'll be okay because
that's exactly it.
Knock on wood.
I'm not saying it.
Because yes, we are in a bit of a COVID crisis at the moment in Sydney.
Yeah. Stupid people doing stupid things.
Or do you want to elaborate on the specificness of
the very unjustified, idiotic, I'm thinking of more harsh words.
Fucking dumb.
Dumb, yeah, dickheadish, massive cunt move of a protest that happened over the past weekend. That shit was whack. People were in the city.
What was the exact premise of the protest? Like, break it down for the people who are.
So, due to the New South Wales government being kind of like the very lax approach they had to lockdown as soon as you know this most recent flare up of COVID happened in Sydney. lockdown has like increasingly gotten worse and worse, and cases have only been going up. Well, they're not necessarily, they are going up, but they're
No,
kind
they're
of,
definitely going up.
yeah.
It's an increase. It's always going to be an increase.
Well, hopefully not. But so lockdown had gotten to a stage where people were again put out of work, similar to the original lockdown last year. But again, it just hasn't. People at this point are getting really fed up because now, over a year and a half later, they're out of a job again. Really, so a whole bunch of people who, especially like anti-vax people and COVID deniers and whatnot. But also, I imagine a lot of people who were put out of work and stuff like that ended up protesting in the Sydney CBD to just get out, just for their freedoms. They don't want to be locked down, guys. They don't want this stuff going on forever. When's it going to end? So we're going to protest en masse.
Guys, we don't want this lockdown to go forever, so we're going to do what we can to spread the virus as much as possible.
And we're gonna not wear masks because we're stupid people who don't believe in masks when masks aren't something you believe in.
Hey, you can see and touch
the
a mask.
effectiveness of masks is scientifically proven. It's not a belief; it's a fact.
No,
I don't see a mask
but Tom
in the sky.
Cruise does adrenochrome and eats young kids. Okay, that's real, not vaccines. They're not real.
The vaccines have a singular digit death rate in Australia so far. But COVID, I think that also no, that's in the double digits, isn't it? That's in like the.
I think it just hit double digits.
COVID,
yeah,
like
the death
triple,
rate,
if not quad digits in Australia, like overall. Or are you talking about like the Delta strain outbreak?
With COVID in general.
Yeah, definitely in the 4 digits in Australia.
Yeah, I'd like to fact check that before I say.
Yeah, I'm typing it in.
And I'd also like to fact check the single digit
918. 918.
The triple digit death rates of COVID, because that's what we have to worry about. And Scott Morrison, don't even get me started on that cunt.
Look,
every person from the Sutherland Shire should not be put in charge of anything to do with government. Dan, Caden.
What?
Hey, you're talking to the wrong dude. I'm not sitting on government anytime soon.
I don't want to be in the government. Gross.
I'm not cut out for that shit.
That one orange-haired friend that one orange-haired person we went to school with.
The one
that wants to be in government.
I don't know who you're talking about, if I'm being 100% honest.
I'm talking about the one connected to Duggar.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Oh, fucking.
I forgot she existed until right now. Thank you, Coby.
Our president, our student body leader.
Wrap around. Like, I didn't get it until you. Wow. Okay, that was an interesting pull. I don't think that person should be in government. And I know for a fact that they aren't, because they transitioned out of their degree, came to my uni, and doing teaching now.
Oh, that's even probably as bad. Anyway.
Look, we can sit here and we can talk about stupid is as stupid does all night. But I think at this point, it's just becoming a little fucking nonsensical, and it's no longer a joke at this point. It's just people being silly, and it's fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
Where it's a round trip. We've been here, we've done this. It's fucking. No, it's round 2.
People has been.
This one is sucking way worse for me. If I like just the fact that oh fuck, I can't believe we're back in this again. It's just fucking sucks.
It's round 2 of zombies, mate. We fucking hit 2021, and then all of a sudden it's fucking 22, and then it's round 3. Like, it's just stupid is as stupid does.
And this one sucks in particular because I'm half vaxxed. All the boys are in the process of getting vaxxed up. Like, shit, it was just about to be good. We just had to hold out for like 3 months. Mm-hmm. And then instead, people, there was cases. The New South Wales government was like indecisive and didn't take like a strong enough approach initially. It got even worse. Then they've started bringing the hammer down, and people have rebelled against it. And they're not punishing those people up until recently. They weren't punishing those people, so it just got worse and worse and worse. And now we're back in where we're getting like hundreds of cases per day, with like a good percentage of that being community transmissions and stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, so far it doesn't look like it's getting better, and it's not gonna get better because we're not gonna see the results of like the impacts of the COVID numbers on like the protesters until next week. When like you imagine there's gonna be another spike, and if this second protest that they're saying is gonna happen on the weekend happens again, that's gonna make it worse and worse and worse. We're already locked down until the end of the next month. Like it's
well, not even the next month. The month after, August.
That's next month.
It's
Oh, it's August?
June, July,
Oh,
August. Come on, buddy.
Oh, fuck. I thought it was September, sorry. Whoops. Anyway, yeah, true. So like literally a month from now. It's just infuriating. There's not much more to say about it. Like it's fairly, straightforward, the things that you have to do to be safe, and it's not even like that huge of an ask. Like for the past year, because I'm out of work now, like I can't do what I was hired to do mostly. But like for the past year, I've been the only one that I've seen, with maybe like in the dozens, right? In the couple of dozens of people extra who have been wearing a mask when restrictions have been the most lax, And it's just like everybody, that to be fair, if people have the option to not wear one, most people are not going to wear one. But it's still just really annoying to see how a lot of people just kind of, when restrictions were pulled back, were just kind of like, hey, this thing isn't going to affect us anymore. We're not going to be cautious in like the slightest. We're now going to act like it just never existed.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, it was that kind of behavior that everyone's feeling the same way about it. Like we're like, oh my god, this fucking sucks. I can't believe we have to do this again. And then it's just like a level of fucking selfishness that some people have to the degree where they're convincing themselves that that it's fake.
Yeah.
Because that's in reality is what it is. It's like, I can't imagine that anyone actually like deep down believes that the vaccine is harmful, or that wearing masks is implicitly harmful, or the government's lying about the thing. I think it just comes down to, because like if you look at the demographic of the people that it generally is, it's like your Facebook mums and stuff like that. It's are you that bored or like that selfish where you have to like invent things to make your life feel important? Like I can't fathom why people would act that way.
I think it's just more important that the more that you dwell on it, the more it becomes a bigger issue. I think look, we could sit here and talk about it all night. I have the perfect thing that we can actually change the subject for.
Change it away, because I'm frustrating myself now.
we need a light in the mood here. All right? Now, I've actually been meaning to talk to you about this for a while, Dan, because it's been blowing up at the moment. Have you heard about this new show called Mind Goblin?
No, I haven't. What's it called? Sorry, repeat that. Mind Goblin?
Mind Goblin. It's on Netflix at the moment.
No. Hang on.
Mind
Goblin these nuts. Yeah. Fuck. I called it. It doesn't count.
No, you didn't, bro. No, you didn't. You walked right into it. Yeah.
What a blunder.
So far, that has been 4 for 4. I've gotten Coby, I've gotten Cameron, I've gotten Zane, and I've gotten...
I saw your shit-eating grin and I was like, oh no. Oh, fucking no.
I feel like you saw the Urban Dictionary come up as the first thing.
No, I didn't even press enter. I typed in mind and I saw Caden's face. I was like, oh no. The word goblin should be a trigger word for me. Like I should identify that that's it.
It's fucking it's funny. I saw a post about it and I was like, oh, that's a good one. Just because you can't... you could just play it off so well because it's such a typical, like, I got Coby with it by talking about it as an anime, and like there was a phase where like every second anime had goblin in the title.
Well, presenting it as like a show that's a great way to present it because it does sound like some weird fucking Netflix shit.
It sounds like an indie Netflix project called Mind Goblin. Yeah. Where it's like this animated bullshit.
I think when the alarm bell started ringing when you said, yeah, it's on Netflix, and I was like, wait, that's an odd thing to specify. And then I was like, oh no. Fuck, I can't believe you got me.
if I can transition to another funny topic, all right.
Yeah.
Take us back when I was talking about work.
Have you
Yeah.
have you
Right.
tried Candace lately?
No, I've been trying out this new scented candle called Sigma.
Wow, what's that?
It's a scented candle, Dan.
Shit.
It's-
It smells like sweat.
So in the pre-show, I talked to Dan about my graphic design that I've been doing for my
I
work.
don't know if you can legally call it that, but
So I don't want to
I
show
think so.
I don't want to show the company one, like the official.
do you want to show the other one?
But so there is another one that I had to do for just we're selling stuff.
Do you want the
in
one that's published? The one that's the one that you were not permitted to publish?
the one that I wasn't permitted to
Yep.
publish.
Okay, gaming it.
So so a bit of backstory. There's a lot of
They can't
stuff
see
in
it
the
yet.
factory. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the factory that's that we just need to sell because there's no room. So my boss asked me to make a separate Facebook page for that, so it's not because it's like not necessarily to do with the company, like with construction equipment repairs. So he threw the idea at work. We call ibises Minto flamingos because Minto is the area that is probably one of the most Darrow places in the surrounding suburbs. And flamingo is a nice juxtaposition, between yes. So the Minto flamingo, and we came up with the name Johnny Minnow. So Dan, would you like to present Johnny Minnow's Facebook banner?
This is Johnny Minnow in all his glory.
This is Johnny Minnow in all of his glory.
Okay, so one thing I will comment on. So the obvious for the audio listeners, it's a picture of an ibis. It's like standing away from the camera, but it's looking over its shoulder. It says Johnny Minnow, the Minto flamingo in orange and red text in the top left. This was done in paint. So the bottom of the canvas is white because Coby forgot to resize the canvas.
I didn't forget to resize the canvas.
And the ibis is wearing sunnies and has a poorly drawn ciggy in its mouth. And now this is one of the worst graphic design things I've ever seen by almost every measure, except for the sunglasses. They're so well cut out in the perspective, and the rotoscope job's very well done. So there's no way you did the sunglasses, right?
Nope, that is an image off of Google
I
Images.
I thought so because
Yeah.
that's properly rotoed. Okay, thank you for
Yep.
clearing that up for me.
But
Look,
you couldn't do that with the cigarette?
No. What? This is paint. You can't get a transparent image into paint.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. But also it's funny because of how poorly it's drawn, you know?
I do.
It does add to it.
I
so
loved
think-
the MS Paint circa 2007 spray can brush that
Yep.
you used for the smoke.
For the smoke, yep. We were also thinking of putting arms on him with tattoos, but I thought that was a bit gratuitous.
No, that'd been hilarious. You just didn't want to do it. It sounds like a lot of work.
That was a lot of work. But yeah, that's probably my first foray into graphic design. Actually, I don't think I've done any other.
The other thing that Coby made that is the actual logo of his company, I won't show. It's
off center.
It's so
off-center.
unbelievably off center. Like Coby said
So
it
I
to
didn't want
me.
to tell you. I didn't want to tell you how I centered it. So I used a program called Paint Tool Site, which is a very, very good, entry level free program.
I mean, I'd say GIMP would be your option for free ones, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, Paint Tool Site is the one that I know off the top of my head that allows me to do layers. So,
Use GIMP next time. It's basically Photoshop.
shut the
He's
fuck up.
going with you.
GIMP. Wait, hold on. GIMP these nuts. GIMP my balls in your mouth. GIMP me that mummy milk.
You got it. Give me that mummy milker.
So I did it, and it doesn't tell you the position. It doesn't have a snap lock feature or to put what are they called? Where it's you get the grid, so that you see where it's placed on the canvas. So I'm like, I can eyeball this, and then my boss was like, "That's off center," and I went, "Yeah, it is." And he goes, "All right, here, let me get a ruler," and we put a 30 centimeter ruler up to the screen. to center it.
I can't believe that was what you landed on.
That's what we landed on. Yep.
That's rough.
And he looked at it and he said, "Cleared. That was good."
Oh
and
my
I
god,
went,
it's like a good it's an 800 by 800 pixel image, and it's like 20 pixels off to the right, and it's also too high in the image, so it just looks off. I can't believe you got away with that.
Yeah, but if you look at the one previous, I think it's an upgrade. The banner, at least. I think you can still see it.
No, that guy. I mean, the Johnny Minnow. It was up there for a while. I mean, you've definitely put some text over an image and drawn a cigarette in its mouth.
Yeah, and I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty proud of it too.
For it.
I did get paid for it. That was probably the easiest day.
There's talented graphic design artists that work freelance and can't get a job, and you got paid to do that.
Yep, I did.
Puts it in perspective.
What? I'm gonna keep fucking doing it. If you want my services, I'm going to charge you $10 a pop. Caden, can I do your next single art?
I was gonna say, here's the thing. Does this go on your portfolio?
I can put it on my... I'm not going to put this on my Instagram because I'm not going to advertise it. But if you let me do a similar job for Verum promo, I'll happily put it in my portfolio. Dan, if you want some Slalt Cast promo, I'll happily put it in my portfolio.
I'll continue using Ferraro photo for all the Slalt Cast graphic design.
Fuck you. You've seen it. You've seen the picture that I drew of you playing Tetris.
I'll pull that up again.
Job for a person with no artistic value at all, and
for a person with no value at all.
Yeah, and in MS Paint, it was a fairly well drawn image.
That would be.
I'm
going to crop out the butt because that'll get us in trouble on Twitch. Now, this image here is the one that you're referring to. For a paint drawing, yeah, it's pretty decent. But what you drew was not that. What the Minnow Flamingo thing was nowhere near that.
Yeah, no. But this is the kind of quality I'm going to pitch this directly to Caden, and if Logan and Zane, if you're watching, or Aeons, Tom, if you're watching, or Preacher, Joel, if you're watching, or any other Brisbane band that I know by name because I just know Caden. If you want my artistic skills for anything, I've just thought of more. White Light Station, Ben Tennyson.
Stop name dropping people you wish you were friends with.
I met Ben Tennyson and Jono.
Okay. Settle a discussion that we had on stream the other night for us.
Okay.
No, not you, fucker. We had the discussion. I'm Caden, settle something for us.
I will be the settler.
Do you think that when you're talking about the Ben Tennyson, the band, in a circumstance where not everyone that you're talking to is familiar with Ben Tennyson, the band, it's important to clarify that you're talking about a band and not a 10-year-old with a fucking Omnitrix?
It is to a degree, yes.
Because, Coby was like, oh, yeah, we're up fucking chatting with Ben Tennyson, and just breezed through it when we were playing Halo on Monday. And I was like, no, you have to specify you're talking about to people from a band. You can't just say that. People don't know.
So Ben Tennyson is a band comprised of a bunch of mates of mine. But the way that they got the name is originally it was a two-piece band comprised of Ben and Tennille, which is Ben 10.
Mm.
And then they got a bass player who's their mate from uni or TAFE, I think.
And his first name is Venison.
No, his first name is Harrison.
Oh, close.
So it's Ben Tennyson.
I mean, that does make sense. But
it's probably one of the best band names ever.
I don't think Cartoon Network will agree with you.
It's the best band name ever, and they do an awesome cover of the Ben 10 theme song. And it's fucking sick.
That's pretty pog.
But it's funny, they're all trained drummers. Oh, 2 of 3 have trained drummers, sorry. Ben is a drummer in another band, but he also went to TAFE. He's the drummer of Hot Reno.
I thought he was a guitarist still. Anyway, continue.
He's a guitarist of Ben 10, but he's a drummer of Hot Reno.
Oh, okay.
But Ben went to, I think, TAFE or uni, or he went to school for drums. And then Harrison was good mates with Ben and went to school for drums. And then they got to Neil and made her play drums, and she never went to play drums. It was pretty funny.
So anyway, tangent aside, look, if any band any company wants my graphic design skills,
They don't.
just hit me up at _55 Coby 55 _ on Instagram. I don't even charge that much. You can go to a professional
What
artist.
the
and
fuck
they'll
is
charge
this mid-episode plug?
They'll charge you
How about this?
$250 to like $600 for a piece.
I
You know,
have a
I'm going into direct
way-
competition with Lauren's Impatient Works, a person that Dan has cut ties with on the
We've
podcast.
cut ties. She stopped being our number one fan and now is our number one enemy.
So now there's an opening in the Slalt Cast listener market for good art. Because art is subjective, of course. So if you want it, my services are open. I'll charge you maybe like $5, maybe even $0. Maybe
I think
just a
$0
shout
might be
out
a
to
good
my
starting
band,
price. I
please.
think you
Can
need
I please get more
exposure.
followers on
How
my
about-
band
How
account?
about this? I have a thing. How
Yeah,
about between now and next pod,
yeah.
you have the task, and
Okay.
this will dictate how good you are as a graphic artist.
Dick.
Yep.
You have to come up with the next Slalt logo.
You're putting me against Jericho, man. He's
Well,
he's
I
my
mean, do you
graphic
think
designer.
you can compete in the graphic design field? Yeah, you have to come up with the new logo for Slotcast.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like it's not hard. It's a salt shaker.
It
You
is a
gotta-
salt shaker.
you
It is
can
a
do
salt
this.
shaker. How
You can do
abstract
this.
am I allowed to go?
You can take it in whatever way you want, but present it in an 800 by 800 pixel like logo, like square logo that we could upload to the YouTube channel tomorrow if needed.
But it's
you
not
just-
going to be tomorrow.
Yeah,
We'll
in
unveil it on
in a
next pod.
fortnight's time, Fortnite
Yeah,
the video
okay.
game, in one fortnight,
Alright.
you'll be presenting it on the pod, and I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
I reckon
Um,
that's the best way for you to test your skills.
I was
to
more
show the
thinking
people-
I wanted to do a band thing, but I guess
No.
Slotcast is also fine.
But media, all
Yeah, that's how you get into it, you
it's
know.
all connected. You got to be good at everything.
Yeah, I was more thinking I break through the audience so that I can get so that I can get a wider range of
you
audience.
just want to
but I
be
think
friends
this is-
with people in bands. Don't pretend it's anything else.
Dan, don't you dare try and snuff my networking ability. No, but yeah, no, don't discount my graphic design. So that was my topic. That's my topic for this week.
Speaking
I'm
of
done.
topics, so I very recently is in this week started a new job, and I'm not going to get into that. That's not so much the topic. Before I talk more about that on the pod, I want to like actually settle in the position. But as part of the job, it's a job that requires a laptop, and they sent me this M1 MacBook as my work laptop. And I am Dan, famously noted Windows user, Linux preferer, but Windows user, and kind of Mac slanderer in the past. So as you can imagine, getting a Mac laptop for work, not an ideal scenario, but I was willing to roll with it, give it a go, because I've never owned a Mac before. I've never really used a Mac for a long amount of time. So I was
Plus,
like,
if someone gives you one for free as a work expense, I think you're gonna use it.
well, also I don't have an option. I have to use this laptop for work. So I was like, fuck it.
Can we
okay.
hold on? Can Kaden and I guess what the thing you hate about the Mac
So
is?
let me intro it a little more, and then I will get you to
Okay.
guess the one thing that's pissing me off more than anything. Because so I've been using it for like since Monday,
Mhm.
and obviously it's one of the new M1 Macs, so it's running the dedicated Apple chips, and it's one of like the fancy like low power things, and I think it's actually super cool because I run it all day. It doesn't have any fans, but it doesn't heat up, and that's like based on the new Apple chips. So I'm like fucking good to them. It is a Mac, so it has no fucking ports. So I've had to spend I spent almost $200 on dongles for it, so
Yeah,
I could connect it
we'll
into
do
my
that.
setup. But like I've also the way, because it's a software engineering position, and the way that Mac integrates with its like terminal is pretty good for programming. So it's been like a fairly decent experience in that. But there has been one thing that I've discovered about this fucking laptop that has pissed me off so much. Would you guys like to place guesses in what that is?
Is it the
Okay.
touchpad? Is it the little is it the actual like mouse pad and the amount of commands that are on that thing just to fucking do one action? And it doesn't make sense as to why you wouldn't just get a mouse or just make a
So I'm
button
gonna let you
command.
guess again. That has pissed me off, but I am just using it with a regular mouse now, so that's
Okay,
become a
smart.
non-issue.
So my guess is the thing that pisses Dan off the most about the Mac is that he's fine with it.
No.
Wow.
He has no, the one thing that's pissed him off is the fact that he's had to get an Apple account.
Okay, so those are your guesses. Caden, I have not had to get an Apple account, and I'm very stoked about that. Was very happy when I realized I could use it without an iTunes account. And Coby, no, it is not that I'm fine with it. The thing that has pissed me off to no fucking end about this laptop is I went out and I bought the $150 Elgato Thunderbolt mini dock. And I bought this one I bought that and I bought a USB hub. And I bought that dock specifically because it takes up one Thunderbolt port. It has an Ethernet port, like an Ethernet port on it, one USB port, a HDMI port, and a display port. And so that means I could just buy a separate USB hub, which I did, plug that into the USB port, and that handles that's got 4 USB ports on it. That's all I need for my work laptop. And then I can plug it into my Ethernet because the Wi-Fi is pretty shit in my room. And then I'll be able to connect it to both of my monitors. And this product is verified that like you plug it in and it has enough bandwidth that all 4 ports can work at full speed at the same time. So I was like, fucking oath. This is perfect. So I get the fucking dongle. I plug it all in. USBs work. Ethernet works. I plug in one monitor, works fine. I plug in the fucking second monitor and the first one turns off. And I was like, okay, we've run into an issue here.
Okay.
So I do some research and I make sure I go and I double check. Yes, this dock works with an Apple MacBook Air, which is what that fucking is. You can drive 2 displays from that dongle. It has enough throughput. So I start digging and I start specifying. I remember this is one of the new M1 Macs. I'm like, M1 Macs, multiple displays. It turns out it's a fucking software limitation of these new Macs that you can only run one external display at a time.
That's silly.
In the operating system. It's an operating system restriction that you can only have one external display at a time on these Macs. So I'm sitting here like a fucking bozo with like my ultra-wide in front of me and my other 4K monitor off to the side. And I'm fucking sitting there with only one monitor plugged in. And I've got no desk space to put the laptop. So the laptop's on the floor as my second monitor. And I'm running a cable up and using my ultra-wide. And so the ultra-wide's on the Mac and my other monitor's on my other fucking computer. And I've got 2 mice on my desk. And it's so fucking annoying. Why can't I just plug 2 monitors into this fucking laptop?
But why do you need 2 monitors? You've got an ultra-wide. That's 2 monitors there.
So that has helped mitigate it a little. But when you're doing software development, the more screen real estate you get, the better.
That is true.
And the fact that I have a whole fucking 27 inches of monitor here that I can't use. Oh, it's so unbelievable.
27 inch of something that you could use.
It's just, I don't understand why Apple would like handicap their own product like that. For no reason.
They're not expecting people to use it with multiple displays. And you know they hate consumers. Apple hate consumers. Because all their consumers are masochists.
So apparently it's a feature that they're planning to add. So it's not even that they've like turned it off. It's just they made the new M1 chips in their laptops and they like didn't finish stuff and then put them out to the consumer anyway.
Oh, so they did
So it's just not finished.
They did a No Man's Sky, Fallout 76. Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm just so outraged. I'm just
Elder Scrolls
so
6.
angry about it. Every time, for the rest of the time that I'm working at this job, I'm just going to be outraged by that fact. Either until I leave the job or until Apple puts out a fucking update.
So why do you have to use a Mac?
It's just the work laptop. So because it's like software engineering, it's a security thing. Like you don't want the code base leaking. So it's like use this laptop and they've locked it down with passwords and stuff, and that's the only place I'm allowed to put the code. Just on like an IP security level.
So, Dan, you broke my computer.
When?
So that I can't use the on button.
I didn't break. No, you broke it and refused to get it fixed. Like replaced.
I didn't break it. You broke it.
I didn't break it. It was broken when it was given to me. I
diagnosed
the issue. Yeah, I'm sure it was broken before it got to you and you refused to get it. For those who weren't around, for fans listening to the pod during that time period, Coby bought a bunch of new computer parts. He put it all together. He went to press the power button. It didn't work. He fucking like pulled his hair out, lost 10 years of his life over it. Eventually, he's like, Dan, can you just please fucking try fix this for me? And he gave me the computer and I like pulled it apart and I managed to identify that nothing was wrong with the computer. It was simply the on button when the case was broken. And then Coby refused to send the case back to Amazon. So now he just has to turn on his computer with a fucking with a screwdriver or a fork or something.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that, by the way? Like you have to.
Yeah.
That's You know, you
Here
can
it is.
buy.
Have a tool handy.
You
My
can
on switch.
you can buy like standalone power buttons, computer power buttons. You know,
What?
that's like a thing. Like you can buy like a power button that you can just plug straight into your motherboard, and you could like run it out the back of the case and just have like a button.
What?
I'm gonna get you an Amazon listing. Oh, that's so funny. How long have you had that computer? It must be coming up in a year. And you've been turning it on with a screwdriver. You could have just bought like a $15 button.
This is the first time you're bringing this up to me.
Here's a 5-pack for $15.
What? My second monitor has LED burn-in because of how much I keep this computer on. I only
You
start
get a
and
10-pack for $18.
You are only now telling me that I can get a standalone power button. You didn't bring this up when you told me you're going to have to use a flathead screwdriver.
Why would you not?
This thing that is oxidized. Have a look how the metal is oxidized on this fucking screwdriver because it has been sitting on my fucking desk for 12 months.
Trav, is it right? I shouldn't have to tell you.
What? You shouldn't have to tell me I don't know how to fucking put a computer together. You think I'm gonna know?
But you didn't think, oh, my on button's broken. Replacement on button might be a good Google search.
You told me to always have to turn it on with a
I
screwdriver.
said get it replaced from Amazon, and for now, turn it on with a screwdriver. I never
could
gave
just
you
use Amazon
long-term
to buy an on
solutions.
button. I can have an external on button sitting right next to my Stream
You're
Deck.
not going to get a cable that long, but
You're not going to get a fucking cable that long.
here's one with a
Anymore.
60 centimeter cable. That might be a bit longer for you.
Well, I can just run it through the glass. There's a gap here.
I mean, but it's not like they're not. It's like a 50 centimeters. Might be underestimating how long that is. Like overestimating how long that is. Anyway, that's funny that you've been living like that.
I do actually want to talk about real quick because I think we've only got like 8 minutes left.
Oh, we can go over.
We can go 10,
Okay.
you know.
I kind of want to chat about the Olympics at the moment because I
Yeah,
haven't been
Olympics.
watching it. But
Olympics.
I want to know, have you guys been watching it and what's actually going on?
I've watched the soccer.
I've had it on in the background, and it's pretty poggers. But
I don't care.
I'm looking forwards to the karate because it's the first time karate's been as an Olympic event.
Is there like a bunch of new Olympic events? This
Yeah,
year,
every
or is
year
it-
there is, but this year the new sports have been fucking
every
cool
4
for
years.
once. Every
Yeah, like
Olympics.
skateboarding. We saw someone fucking destroy their nuts.
Have you seen that
on
clip?
Skateboarding.
Oh,
The man
no,
minced
is a
his
bit-
nuts. You'll see it on
The
Instagram Reels in like
Olympics
6
is now
months.
fun
Caden.
because there can be nut shots
Whoa.
by skateboarders.
I'll try to find
and
that
the
clip.
US got bronze in skateboarding. The US.
There's some pretty cool ones. Google made a game to the
Yeah.
Olympics on their little homepage, which is sick.
Oh, okay, wait, hang on. You don't need to hear the audio. It's just commentating, but
Also because the audio could get you copyright striked.
yep. But already here it is. He's going, and he's gone. And he's gone.
Or is that the only one? Oh.
I feel like that's okay. So this is the thing. I feel like he got lucky, and it's more of a good shot.
It was
than
more of a
knocked
good
out.
shot, but still, if you had dangle in the wrong direction, your tip is
Oh.
gone.
yeah.
For audio listeners, what happened? He came down a ramp, lost his
And
balance, came off the
Newton's-
board, and in
One of
rev-
Newton's laws was in motion.
Yep, inertia carried him. He's reverse, like he's facing the opposite direction from a rail, but his momentum's carrying him towards it, and the rail has just kind of hit him straight in the gooch, as Caden aptly put it.
Terrible.
That's
And
rough.
what? There was
That's
a
very
major
rough.
upset. Japan beat China in ping pong. I also
Yeah.
learnt that ping pong is China's national sport.
Kobe, you're
Oh,
kind
wow.
of popping a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I'll
But
change that.
yes, ping pong is China's national sport. I think that kind of came up a lot during the Beijing Olympics.
One thing that I really want to watch at the moment, and it's purely because I've started watching an anime about it, but is the volleyball.
Oh, you've been watching Haiku.
I have been, and that shit is fun, man. That shit is so good. I actually really enjoy
Olympic
that show.
volleyball is nothing like Dead or Alive beach volleyball, so I'm not super a fan. But
I mean, I'm sure you could like imagine enough maybe.
Terrible. Oh, terrible.
Yeah, that's objectifying. I don't like that. I'm gonna tell mum.
Okay, so what I did want to actually ask is if you had the ability to be like in any sport, like competitively and be just good at it, what sport would be the one sport that you really want to be at?
So I like Matrix download the information to be great at that sport into my brain.
Yeah, you're like not
League
at
of
Olympic
Legends.
level. You're not at Olympic.
League of Legends.
You're not at Olympic level, but you're like close and training to be an Olympian and have the ability to get in there.
Can I choose soccer?
You can choose whatever you want.
I would
Well,
want to
I mean,
choose.
I don't know.
You go. You justify your choice.
I mean, Dan was about to say swimming because survivability.
No, I choose swimming because swimmers are fit and like skinny jacked, which is like the best kind of jacked, and I want that for me, but I don't want to have to do it. So if I can like Matrix download it into my brain, and then I assume that at that point the Matrix download would also make me like swimming. Not that I dislike swimming, but I don't like moving a lot. I'm fat and lazy. Leave me alone. But
yeah,
that'd be pretty
I like
pog.
peeing and then staying in that spot. That's my favorite part about being in my friend's pool. No follow up.
What would yours be, Coby?
I mean, I'd like seeing as though skateboarding is an Olympic. Are we just doing all sport or Olympic sport?
Whatever's in the Olympics at the moment. Fuck it.
Yeah, skateboarding, because that would be pretty pog. Like, I just want another mode of transportation that isn't bike.
I feel like being good at skateboarding would be cool.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's like a very like not to be going to a skate park and being that kind of guy, but like just being able to go, I need to travel a short distance. I have this penny board that sits in in the boot of my car that I never use, but I have it there just in case I need to use it. It would be kind of nice, but I guess soccer, so I can just be good at one thing, and that the
so
boys.
I can handle a gun.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, too. Yeah. I mean, Dan.
Shooting, so I can handle a gun. No. I think pole vault would be cool. So you spend a lot of time with poles. Maybe gymnast, so I could do sick flips.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Caden?
I don't know actually.
Wait, can I change my answer to Eurovision?
That's not an Olympic sport.
It should be.
It will implicitly. It only involves Europe by its name.
I mean, why does Australia invited?
We're a colony.
Not anymore. We're independent.
No, we're still part of the Commonwealth. We're still a colony.
Don't America participate?
No.
Oh.
Canada do because they're still a colony.
I'll probably say for me, it would either be. See, this is the thing, right? I've played a bunch of sports, and I even nearly got like at the level of the Commonwealth Games for swimming.
Yeah, you were a fucking good swimmer.
I was a gun swimmer, and then I got disheartened and lazy, and now I'm a piece of shit. But I think if I were to be in any sport, I would probably go back to swimming because swimming is fun.
Yeah, being in the water's pretty pog. I'd like to amend mine from swimming to water polo because I did water polo for school sport that 2 times, and it was so fucking fun.
We're doing water polo together because I was like, I kind of want to play some volleyball because the anime is really fun,
but I also don't want to be out in the sun, but I can be in the water and do the same thing.
But now water polo is like both swimming and volleyball.
Yeah, because like I feel like swimming, you go in lines. There's a limit to how much enjoyment you can derive from that. But playing like an actual like team sport, but also doing swimming, very fun. Especially water polo, kind of violent. And I'm into that.
Yeah, and also being Olympian at something means you get to have a massive fucking orgy.
You do get to have an orgy on cardboard beds.
See, I think the school carnival. This is a hard pivot, but
you went from orgy to school sports carnival, so I hope.
Yeah, sorry. Hard pivot. My mind just remembered something that I wanted.
Once
to
again,
talk about.
orgy shouldn't remind you of school.
No. I was talking about when Caden was talking about swimming. I think school carnivals are the worst for children that aren't fast at running or good at or fast at swimming, because they would force you to fucking participate. If you didn't participate, you would get in trouble.
You had to participate in one event, and it would be any event you chose. You could do
but in primary school, there wasn't a recreational one. So I'd always have to compete. And how you would compete is they would get all the people in your grade, all the guys in the grade, and go alphabetical order. Now, there was one guy who did professional swimming, or like who was a swimmer, and he would always be like his last name started with R or something. His name was Declan.
You mean
He was a
Dylan?
pretty no, Declan. He was a pretty swell. He's a pretty swell bloke. But every time we'd go jump in the water, I'd feel good about my dive, and then get up, take a breath, and realize I haven't even moved 5 meters. Fuck! Everybody else is already at the end, and no one's cheering for Coby.
Okay.
And then the sports carnival at high school, they made you that they didn't make you, but you were like, you have to run. And I thought, I'll do the 100 meters. I can do a 100-meter sprint, no problem. I'm not the fastest. I know from primary school I'm not the fastest, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be chosen for the relay race. I'm okay with that. But I'll do the 100-meter sprint. The cap gun goes off, and I just see literally everybody else that is running. This is a fun recreational one, and it killed me. It killed my soul to see me just be I would be the one killed by the murderer or the tiger if that one was chasing us because of how
here's my
terribly
counterpoint.
slow I am.
Here's my counterpoint to your perspective. I'm the same as you. I'm the slowest fucking swimmer. I'm like the slowest runner. I'm not that fit. As I used to be fitter, it turns out, because I did play. I think back to doing water polo for school sport all the time, and like we'd tread water for a fucking long ass time, and I was like, damn, I actually did that. No way I could do that now. But my perspective on the school sports carnivals was, instead of being like, fuck, I'm shit at everything, so I'm gonna do nothing and then just hate the day, I just entered every single event and did shit, but like I still did everything and it was funny. So I'd like do like I do everything that let me do like a non-serious attempt at. So they didn't let you do like the 1500 meters non-seriously, but like I'd do the 400, the 800, high jump, long jump, shot put, discus, like 100, 200. And it was just it just made the day more fun. And then the same with swimming. Like there was a point where I was in year 12, I was like the sports captain because of bureaucracy, not because I was good at sports. And there's like at the swimming carnival, there's the sports captain's relays. And like I 100% slowed our team the fuck down, but like it was still a bit of fun. It's you don't think about it so like serious. Just be like, oh, it was a bit of fun.
No, I'm hyper competitive and I hated it. I hated every moment of it. I dislike the school system. I hate how they pit you against other children, and I hate how they don't give a shit about loners like me when they put me in a society. Dan, we live in a society, Murray.
Well, on that bombshell, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Coby, where could the people find you?
They can find me at Joker.
Just the
and
movie?
They can also find me, and they can also find me on Instagram at _55Coby55_ and at South_bound_band or at Coby_55 on Twitter.
Very good. Caden, where can the people find you?
Check me out at my band, verum.band at Instagram.
And go listen to their bloody EP. It's great. Demons is my favorite track. It's fucking good.
It's good fun, and we got some fun stuff coming.
Hell yeah. And you can find me at DanielF737 on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow the Slalt Cast at SlaltCast on all of the social platforms. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Be sure you do go and follow, because I've been actually making an effort to post like highlights and actual good stuff on the Twitter and the Instagram and stuff. So go chuck a follow there to stay up to date. And make sure you also go follow us on Twitch. We stream this podcast live every other Wednesday on twitch.tv/SlaltCast. And throughout the rest of the week, we do other great streams too. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and I'm going to make an effort to stream one of the days on the weekend. Like last week, we had a fantastic horror stream with the wonderful I'm Fall From Grace, FFP Jeff, and Liam 0S. It was a great night. So make sure you follow the channel and hit that fucking bell so you don't miss anything. And then also head over to the YouTube where you can catch the video version of this podcast every other week alongside other content. Will the footy talk ever come back? Maybe. It might. But that is, just go to YouTube and search Slalt Cast. We don't have a vanity URL yet, so your subscriptions are greatly appreciated. Yes. And to round out the show, Caden is going to sing us the songs of his people.
That's how you go.